Say what you will about the show's writing, but I think we can all agree that pretty much every suit Barry's ever worn throughout all 7 seasons of The Flash have pretty much been pure fire, right? I mean, yeah, there's a misstep here and there, but on the whole, these things look amazing. Still though, with as many suits as this show's been pulling out over the years, there's always at least one fan that asks the question, which suit is the best suit on the show? And after thinking about it for a bit, I figured, what the hell, and decided to put together my own list, just ranking every single suit from every single season of the show. Okay, fine, not every suit, but most of the main ones anyway. Full disclosure, I did leave out the ones I didn't really think counted as Flash suits, like the training outfit in the pilot and the leftover one seen in the Starchives, for example, so sorry in advance if you were hoping to see one of those on this list. But that's enough babbling out of me, let's go ahead and get to my ranking of all 7 of the main Flash suits that Barry's ever worn on The Flash. Number 7. The god-awful Season 5 suit. First seen in that season's premiere episode, Nora. Alright, to be fair, it's not necessarily that bad of a suit, especially after they started using the redesign, I think like 8 episodes into the season maybe? I mean, the colors are nice and bright, which was definitely a welcome change from the more dark and muted look that Barry was rocking for the last 4 seasons. And even though this is the first suit that moved away from the more leather jacket look that a lot of fans were really into, it does carry over a few details from the old suits, like the lightning bolt earpieces, the nice lightning logo chest piece, and a redesigned version of the gold belt that we first saw on the Season 4 suit. Honestly, if it didn't have this weird diamond shape on the chest and maybe added some extra gold around the boot areas as an homage to the Flash's yellow boots, I'm pretty sure this suit wouldn't have been hated on by as many people, myself included. Really, the biggest problem with this suit is the stupid headpiece. I know the top part of the suit was supposed to be redesigned to be more like the comic with no chin strap and all that, but this thing just looks huge and ridiculous. Even the newer and way better design still makes Barry look like he's wearing a helmet when he's running out as the Flash. Like, come on, what is that?
What the hell is even that?
I remember too when the season ended and people started doing all these debates about whether or not it was just the design, like maybe it was Grant Gustin that didn't fill out the suit correctly or whatever. But then you go back to the Elseworlds crossover and you realize Stephen Amell also looked ridiculous running around in this thing, so I think it's just the suit's not that great looking in the first place.
That's terrible.
Anyways, number 6 is the Season 1 suit, first seen all the way back in the show's pilot episode in 2014. I know I'm probably going to catch some hell for putting this suit all the way at the bottom, considering how, number 1, this is a really popular look for this version of the character, and number 2, it definitely looks a lot better than some of the other suits that we got as the show moved into some of the later seasons, but honestly, there's a few nitpicky things I'm just not the biggest fan of after going back and looking at the suit again. For one thing, this suit is definitely way too red, right? I mean, yeah, I get that the Flash suit is supposed to be red and all that, but it's also supposed to have splashes of yellow in there somewhere. And other than the gold detail work and the tiny lightning bolts around the belt area, there really isn't that much of it. Hell, even just a tiny bit of white for the emblem would have gone a long way here like it did in the next season. Seriously, you think the costume department could have done a little bit more to help break up the red here, right? Honestly, it probably wouldn't have been too bad if either the suit itself or the yellow on it were brightened up, just a touch. I realize I'm a bit spoiled after being able to see a more comic-accurate shade on Barry's suit in the later seasons, and I get that the Arrowverse was still building off the darker tone Arrow had at the time this show came out, but Barry's costume this season is definitely way too dark. Extremely nitpicky issues aside, I still think it's a great interpretation of the Flash suit from the comics, and it really does look great in motion too. There's really nothing major, good, or bad going on with this suit, but it does have to go somewhere on this list, and considering how we do get way better suits in later seasons of the show, I think the Season 1 suit fits in pretty well in this spot.
Life is good, but it can be better.
Moving on to number 5, we get the very briefly glimpsed Future Flash suit, as first seen on the Future newspaper in the Season 1 pilot, although we don't actually get to properly see it in motion till this Barry's battle with Eobard Thawne in the Season 17th episode Tricksters. This one's honestly kind of in a weird spot for me. Like, on the one hand, I really like this look. Whether future Barry, future Cisco, future Ryan Choi, somebody in the future, whoever came up with it doesn't really matter, whoever did apparently decided not to go with the more textured look our Barry suits usually have, and instead decided to smooth everything out as much as possible. Maybe for cutting down on drag or something like real runners and swimmers do. Even the logo on the chest seems a lot more flush with this suit than the one on present Barry's suit, since it doesn't really look like future Barry decided to go with the gold outline around the white on the logo either. It's a neat concept, and other than no gold boots on it, it actually looks pretty close to the classic Flash suit in the comics. On the other hand though, this is very clearly just a CGI'd version of the regular Season 1 suit. If you slow down the fight scene in the finale or the Trickster's flashback scene, then you can really pick out a number of details on both suits that match up with each other. Really the only difference is the general smoothness and the fact that he's got the white on the logo on the chest. That's about it. It's why I didn't move it any higher on the list. Like if we got to see Barry wearing this suit more often at some point, then I might end up moving it up a little bit more, but here's where it'll stay for now.
Seems okay.
Anyways, number 4 is Cisco's updated suit, as first seen in the Season 2 premiere, The Man Who Saved Central City. I know there's not really that much different on this one compared to the Season 1 suit, since they're supposed to be the same thing, but there are a few slight details updated from the move to another season. The cowl, for example, looks reworked a bit, more than it was a few episodes into Season 1, but it looks good here. More, put together, like it's just better sculpted and it fits better with the suit overall. And of course, we finally got the white logo instead of the red one starting this season. Actually inspired by a picture of the Future Flash from last season, funny enough. Seriously, what a difference this thing makes compared to the straight up solid red emblem from last season, right? Nice bright splash of color right there in the middle of that dull red. Really makes the lightning pop. And it's a nice pull from the comics version of the suit too. Still though, there's really not all that much different about it compared to the first suit, and as much as I did like that look that season, honestly we did get cooler looking suits as the show went on.
Why you boring me? I'm right.
Speaking of, coming in at number 3 is the second Future Flash suit on this list, that being Savitar's armor, as first seen in full in the Season 3 episode Shade.
Heresy.
Now I know, Season 3 isn't exactly considered a great season for a lot of fans, but I think we can all agree that this was actually a really cool suit. It's definitely a massive departure from the usual red at least, right? This thing is huge and menacing, with tons of really cool features like added stabby weapons, blue lighting running through the suit, kinda like Future Barry in the comics, and the helmet/voice changer combo also gave the Time Remnant both a threatening look while also helping conceal his identity more than the regular cowl ever did.
Who are you? Savitar, the god of speed.
Yes. That's awesome.
How half of this stuff even works, or why he put it in there in the first place, I have no idea. But still, this suit looks incredible to me. Of course, at least one person working on the show apparently decided it looked too cool because they later made a practical version of the suit starting with the episode The Wrath of Savitar, which kinda sorta made the character look more bulky and ridiculous than he used to when he was just straight CGI. Still though, it gave us the first look at White Lightning in the show. That was pretty cool. Overall, it holds a pretty high spot on my personal list, and I honestly wish Present Barry kept it around for a little while longer. Could you imagine seeing this thing facing off against Thawne, DeVoe, or any of the other villains Barry fought in the later seasons? Could be a fun what-if video for the channel at least. Let me know what you think in the comments. Moving on to number 2, now we're technically getting the third Future Flash suit on this list, since even though Present Barry first wore it after exiting the Speed Force in the Season 4 premiere episode, The Flash Reborn, we actually first saw this suit being used by a future version of Barry in the Season 3 episode, The Once and Future Flash. How Present Cisco got the exact design for this suit, I'm not entirely sure, but at the same time, I don't really care. I'm just glad we got an entire season of Barry running around in this amazing looking suit. I mean, I don't really know how else to say it, like it's just so fucking beautiful. Taking everything that worked with the suits that we got in the first 3 seasons, while adding just a few touches to put it over the top. I mean, yeah, it's still a little too dark for a Flash suit in my opinion, but you can definitely tell the red's been brightened up a touch. It's not as bright as what we get in the Season 5 and 6 suits, but it is a step in the right direction. And all of the color! Holy shit, we finally got some color breaking up all of the red on this thing! Look at the yellow belt, the piping throughout the suit, extra definition on the boots and gloves, it's beautiful! Really the only actual negative thing I can say about this one is that it is a little baggy looking. I'm not sure if it's just weird camera angles or too much material or what, but this suit definitely looks way too big. Like it almost looks like somebody just put one of those cosplay leather motorcycle suit things on Grant Gustin and called it a day. Maybe if it hung around for another season, the costume guys could have touched it up and made it look a little bit better, but honestly, I think it looks great overall. Definitely a lot better than the suit that came after it, at least.
That's what I'm fucking talking about.
And finally, coming in at number 1, Barry's current suit, first seen in the Season 6 premiere episode, Into the Void. I really don't think I gotta say it, but this is easily the best one yet. Seriously, I can't get over how much color there is this time around. No more dark, dreary, muted suits, somebody injected some sunlight in this bitch. Nice bright red, bright gold, and white breaking up the red of the suit. Even the texture's a lot different this time around. Up until the release of this suit, every other costume Barry's worn's been like a very leathery looking outfit, but this one's more of a spandex looking thing that actually looks way closer to the comics than a lot of the other suits on this list. Yeah, it's apparently a smelly mess.
Do they start to smell after like a day of wearing that shit?
Yeah, like one time wearing them, and they do their best to clean them, but they stink.
But overall, it's a masterpiece, plain and simple. And the re-addition of the chin strap is a very nice touch too. I don't know why, but all the suits on this show just look so much better with a chin strap than they do without one. Funny thing is though, I'm singing praises for this thing, but if you compare it to the season 5 suit, like from the neck down, it really isn't all that different. I mean, it's obviously been tweaked and improved a bunch, but you can see the initial idea starting with the suit from the previous seasons. If nothing else, I gotta give props to the costume department for somehow taking an overall terrible look and turning it into one of the best Flash suits we've ever gotten on screen. Seriously, if other versions of Barry can go on and on about how nice the suit is, then you know it's a damn good suit.
I like your outfit. It seems freaking comfy. Yours is pretty cool. Smooth. Seems safe and breathable.
And that's it. That's every mainstay Flash suit Barry, or some other version of him, have used throughout all 7 seasons of The Flash. Or at least every suit he's used up till this video comes out. Honestly, it's crazy looking back at all of them and seeing how far we've come. Like I said earlier, we really haven't seen a bad suit in this show, for the most part. But the costume department for this show still somehow managed to keep churning out better and better designs for Barry as they went on anyway. And according to showrunner Eric Wallace, apparently we're still not done seeing improvements to Barry's look either.
When will we get to see the Flash in the iconic gold boots?
I think a story is the best way to unleash them. So I'm determined to get you your gold boots, Grant. I promise. I just can't say when, but it will happen. I promise.
I don't know about you guys, but I seriously cannot wait to see this suit with some gold boots, whenever the writers decide it's time for Barry to put them on anyway. Granted, they could end up season 5ing the boots in the end, but I guess all we can really do is wait and see what they look like when Barry pops those suckers on. But anyways guys, that's my ranking for each of the different suits Barry's worn over the almost 7 full seasons of The Flash. If you guys agreed with anything I said in this video, or if you have your own list you want to throw out there, then go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. And since you're already here, why not check out some of my other Flash content? I actually just did an unboxing of a really cool Flash watch not too long ago. Wouldn't hurt to check that one out if you haven't already seen it. Link's up on screen for that one, by the way. Otherwise, I will see you all next time. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video, then go ahead and click that like button, and if you're new, maybe consider clicking that subscribe button too. I've also got links to my Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Patreon in the description. You should probably check those out too. And if you want to see more of my content, then you can click the link to my last video. It's right there in the middle of your screen. Alright, and I will see you all next time.